Today I want to take you on a journey on what's good and what's not so good about Englewood, Florida. If you're thinking of moving to the state of Florida and thinking Englewood might be a consideration. Well, first off, let me introduce myself. My name is Troy Funk, and it's Funk, F-U-N-K, Fun K. I'm a licensed real estate broker in the state of Florida. I'm actually the broker owner of Realty One Group Skyline on the central west coast of Florida. As such, our office sells real estate all over the state of Florida. And having lived in Sarasota that whole time of going on 40 years, being in sales, I know Englewood pretty well. And I have a lot of history with Englewood. Now, Englewood, the good and bad, are basically the same thing. So it's all a matter of perspective. It's a matter of what you're looking for. But Englewood is a very quiet area. And as such, that could be ideal for some people, some those that are looking for more energy, more lifestyle, that may not be as good. Well, Englewood is about 45 minutes away from the interstate, and it's also a good hour from an airport. So the area is just a little quiet. Now, if you look at Englewood from an aerial, you can see that Englewood is an absolutely beautiful place, especially the beaches. Island of Minnesota Key, there are choices for public beaches, some with paid parking, some without paid parking, and the beaches are beautiful here. And what's also nice here is the water. You have a bay and it's quiet, ideal for boating, a lot to see. Now from Englewood Beach, which is Minnesota Key, you have a stream of islands that go north and go south. On these islands, some you can get to by car, others you can only get to by boat. So it's a nice area if you have a boat, if you're retired and you want that boating lifestyle and you want to explore the waterways. Englewood could be a good central spot to do that with. But what is Englewood like on the land side? Well, I am on Dearborn Street, walking away from the bay, and I'm technically Dearborn Street is Main Street of Englewood. It's Main Street Englewood, known as Dearborn. A neat area because it has a lot of history to it, and there's shops, there's restaurants, there's things to do, there's farmers market, and Dearborn represents a lot of what Englewood is like on the ground. Being that Dearborn has a little bit of an artsiness to it, a little quirkiness to it, some fun vibe. Definitely not deed restricted here, and which could be very good for somebody that's looking more for an artsy, artistic, creative environment. That's Englewood. Now, it's evolved quite a bit, but it still has this quietness to it. Even though you're on the Gulf of Mexico, it's a quiet area. It could be hard to live here if you have to work, or if you're looking for more of a lifestyle. But a lot of that's changing right now because Englewood is growing, not to everyone's happiness, but Englewood has been discovered and has grown quite a bit. Now, I can think about how quiet Englewood is. As I mentioned, I'm on Dearborn Street. This is Main Street. This is Thursday morning, and this is typical how quiet it is here. Of course, it is summer, but still, Englewood is a very quiet area. And I could think about a time, and it was about 25 years ago, that I had a property I was marketing for a bank. It was a bank-owned foreclosure, and I had properties all over our area from this particular lender. And I'm graded on how fast I can sell their properties. They give me a time card, and they evaluate me on how fast I can sell properties. Well, I had one on Bird Key in Sarasota. I had some on the islands, and I had got this one property in Englewood by the bank, right on Dearborn Street, but it was on the opposite side of I would call the downtown area. Now, this little house was a cute house, but what was interesting, I think back in the time it was $50,000. I had it on the market 3 months. In 3 months, I didn't even have one showing. And I had to sell this or it affected my score with the bank. So I went to the home next door and I asked the neighbor, I said, "You're the owner, right?" He goes, "Yes, I'm the owner of this house. I see you're trying to sell the home next door to me." I said, "Give me an offer." And he goes, "I don't want that house." I said, "Well, there's a number that you want that house at, that you would buy it. So what is that number?" And he said, I'll pay $35 cash, close next week." Okay, I'll give it to the bank. The bank accepted it. And that was the only showing only offer, the bank accepted it, sold the house here on Dearborn for $35,000. Now, a lot has changed in that time period. Of course, that house is worth a lot more now, but it's still quiet, still remote, and still a good value, because here's the opportunity with Inglewood right now, is that it is quiet. And because it's quiet and it doesn't have the same energy of other areas, the price of real estate is considerably lower than the surrounding areas. So if you're in Inglewood right now, and if you head north, you run into Venice. Venice is absolutely beautiful. Venice has its own little island. It has the beaches. It has a lot more attention to it. It has more restaurants. And as such, the price of Venice real estate compared to Inglewood is quite a bit higher than Inglewood. Now from Venice, you hit Osprey, Nokomis, again, very nice areas. Property values are starting to go up. And then you hit Sarasota, property values go up a lot. When you're looking at Inglewood, you're at a good price point where properties go higher the further you go north. And of course, if you want that opportunity, this is it right now. We've seen a lot of appreciation in Inglewood, but it's undervalued compared to the surrounding areas. But it also doesn't have the same energy, same lifestyle as you get when you head further north. Now, another possibility, which is kind of unique, is in Inglewood, south of here is Boca Grande. Now, Boca Grande is a real fun area, especially a good place to stay for the day. Boca Grande is well known for its boating and all its beautiful homes. There's a resort. In Boca Grande, you can explore the whole area through a golf cart or a bike. It's pedestrian friendly, very high walk score, so to speak, and it's a barrier island out in the Gulf of Mexico, an absolutely beautiful area. Now, it's gonna cost a few dollars to go over the bridge to get to Boca Grande, but Boca Grande is a good, fun place to visit if you're in Inglewood. So Inglewood's surrounded. North, you have a lot of activity going into Sarasota. You have activity with Boca Grande. But one of the new additions to our area has been Welland Park. Now, Welland Park is new construction. Welland Park is a planned community that's going to connect, I would say, Inglewood, Venice, Northport together in a central area where Welland Park has its own downtown. It has the college, it has a baseball stadium, it has parks, and it's all new. So Welland Park is about 20 minutes drive from where we're at. And if you're looking for a brand new house in Florida and you want to be near the beach, Welland Park is a possibility for new construction. Now, Inglewood itself, within Inglewood, there's also possibilities for new construction for single family homes as well as condominiums. So there's a lot of possibility right now if you want to live near a beach and you're looking at what's one of the most, I hate to use the word affordable, but what's one of the entry point levels to get into Florida? Well, Inglewood is certainly that point. Again, the downside is Inglewood's quiet. So not everyone likes Inglewood for that aspect. They like to visit Inglewood, but to work here may be too quiet unless you're retired. Inglewood has a lot of choices in that regard. Now, Inglewood has a lot to offer as well as the beaches. The beaches are, of course, a big hub for Inglewood. Dearborn Street is kind of a fun place to come during the weekends. During the evenings, there's restaurants here, there's a theater here. But another possibility, if you're looking just for that quiet lifestyle, is Inglewood has a multitude of state parks. And there's a lot of surprises when it comes to that. Many of the parks along the bayfront, and you also have access to the Mayaca Park and open areas. A lot of these parks are dog friendly, so it's very peaceful here. With the peace and serenity of Inglewood, you have amazing beaches, you have an amazing bay, and you also have amazing parks. And there's an abundance of parks throughout Inglewood, which makes it so special because there's a lot of green space. Now, I'm still right near downtown Inglewood, Dearborn, and I'm at this little park with a pier, and I'm gonna walk you down the pier to show you what this is like, because it is so special here when you can walk down here. Now, the park doesn't get a lot of activity. I find that I'm in here for the day. It's just a calming environment, especially when you start seeing the water. And if I wait here long enough, you'll start seeing fish jumping, and certainly you'll see boats out there as well. And you'll see that there's others that take advantage of this peace and serenity. Inglewood's quiet, and that can be very good if that's what you're looking for. And it could be good if you want a place where that's where you want to come home to, and you want to work somewhere where there's a little more energy. If you head towards Sarasota, there's certainly more opportunity for employment and restaurants and such. Not that Inglewood doesn't have that, but not at the same scale as the bigger cities. So Inglewood hasn't gotten the attention. I mean, when we first got here, it was just hard to get to because it was so far from the interstate, and the main road coming into Inglewood was a 2-lane road. Now it's a 4-lane road, but it's still very quiet and still very peaceful. There's a lot of construction going on. The biggest community, as I mentioned, is Welland Park, with an abundance of new selection. But with Welland Park, you can live in a new community, and you can come to an area like this where you can have all the lifestyle, the calming lifestyle at your fingertips. So Inglewood is an amazing place because it's quiet. Not everyone likes quiet. If you like quiet, you're gonna like Inglewood. As I mentioned, I'm the broker owner of Realty One Group Skyline on the central west coast of Florida. If you're looking for real estate anywhere in the state of Florida, especially Englewood, Florida, I strongly encourage that you go to my website, troyfunk.com. From there, you could hit the advanced search and look at resale opportunities anywhere in the state of Florida. And also on my website, there's a new home search where you can look at new homes throughout the state of Florida. This will give you access to floor plans and price point. So if you're looking at Inglewood and you want to see what's the price point from Inglewood to Venice to Sarasota, what does the same house cost in different areas, you can quickly evaluate that through my website. And every time you heart something that you like, it lets us know that's a favorite choice of yours, so we can keep in touch with you as new opportunities also arrive in our market, because the market's a moving target. There's always new properties coming on and off the market. So when you're ready to purchase in Florida, certainly we want to be a resource for you. Now, if you hold a Florida real estate license, I would also like to talk to you, because the sky is your limit on what you can make in real estate with so many people moving to Florida. We have so many opportunities to help people, and we want to help people. Or if you're looking for a brokerage, I'd like to talk to you. Check out my website below. The sky is your limit if you have a Florida real estate license and you're looking for a broker as well. I hope this video has been helpful to you. And if it was, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. And I certainly welcome you to my next video, and much happiness in your future, especially if you're moving here to Florida.